Europe, 500 million people, 28 member states and growing, 20+ languages, and fortunately, only one approval process for medical devices. It's the world's second largest device market. Interested in getting your share of the European market? We'll tell you how. First, let's take a look at how Europe regulates medical devices. In Europe, medical devices are regulated by ministries of health in each country, known as competent authorities. Europe has a harmonized system called CE marking certification that gets you access to over 30 European markets. Third-party certification companies also play an important role in the process. We'll explain more about them later. By now, you probably know that most countries group medical devices according to the risk they pose to patients and users. This classification scheme determines the regulatory pathway. Europe actually has two categories of Class 1 devices: those provided sterile or with a measuring function, and those that are not. There are also two Class 2 categories, 2A and 2B. Finally, there are high-risk devices, Class 3. You can determine your device classification by reviewing Annex 9 of the Medical Devices Directive. If you do not have an office in Europe, you'll need to appoint an authorized representative in Europe, also known as an EC rep. The EC rep acts as the regulatory liaison between you and a specific country's competent authority. You have two options in appointing an EC rep, assuming you have no office in Europe. You can appoint a distributor, or you can hire an independent third-party company. This is an important decision because the authorized rep's name will appear on your device labeling in all European countries. Make sure you are comfortable working with them over the long term. Here's another important step in the process. Most manufacturers must comply with the quality system requirements in Annex 2 or 5 of the Medical Devices Directive. Typically, companies meet this requirement by implementing ISO 13485, the de facto standard for medical device quality management system. US FDA quality system compliance is not recognized in Europe. Once you have implemented ISO 13485, you will need to be audited by a European notified body. These organizations are accredited by a European Ministry of Health to conduct audits on their behalf. The notified body will actually issue your ISO 13485 certificate, and you'll need to undergo a recertification audit each year. If your device requires testing and has been tested to an international standard in another market, those testing reports will generally be accepted as part of your submission to your notified body. However, if there are European harmonized versions, this is the version to which your medical device should be compliant. Many notified bodies perform testing as well. A key part of the certification process involves the compilation of a technical file or design dossier. This collection of documentation contains extensive details about your device, including design drawings, testing results, clinical evaluation reports, instructions for use, and a risk analysis. You'll also include a copy of your ISO 13485 certificate. If you manufacture a Class 1 sterile, Class 1 measuring, Class 2A, 2B, or 3 device, it will be reviewed by your notified body. They will then issue your CE marking certificate for your device. Your CE marking certificate is issued for a certain period of time, typically 5 years, and remains valid for that duration, as long as you don't make substantive changes to the product, claims, its intended use, and your yearly surveillance reviews are successful. So how long does it take to get approval in Europe? It varies widely, but we have a detailed chart available on our website that provides information for all classes of devices sold in Europe. We hope this short presentation has given you a basic understanding of the European regulatory process for medical devices. Want to learn more? We have flowcharts, articles, regulations, and other resources available online. www.emergogroup.com/Europe